Dude, why does that seem like a hymn in a church before the thing starts?
About to say that music was so soothing. I was like,
it's a little bit weird, right? Ben Lee Gaming, what is up, my dude? How are you doing? What's happening?
What's up, man? Yeah, really good to see you. Really good to see you. Hey, chat, everyone. I'm doing good.
It's been too long. I want to thank you for coming on, man. It is we were catching up a little bit before we went live here to everybody that's joining. And by the way, welcome to the audience. People are trickling in. I can see them showing up. I really love it. I appreciate everybody being here. And we were catching up a little bit, but I realized that we used to do this thing where we would just like jump on camera with each other and sit for like a half an hour or 45 minutes and just talk shit, like back in the let's call them the Outriders glory days, right?
That
was like our thing.
Bro, those chats are amazing. Those chats.
I mean, it was cool. We were both starting out, right?
Yeah.
Because we kind of like we started around the same time. I think I've asked you this like 15 times, but I might as well make it official again. But officially, when did you start?
It was, oh man, that's tough actually. I think it was basically around this time. I can't remember the exact like time, but I know it was after you, a little bit after you, because I remember we talked about it, and you were saying you'd already been going 5 months maybe.
Yeah,
something like that. But yeah, basically around that right at the time, because I started off doing like a little bit of stock market stuff, which I was like,
I know,
really
and those videos are still there, right? They're still there.
That's really bad.
I don't know when I did it, dude. I must have been like fucking stalking you one night or something like that. But I went back and I'm like, yo, Ben did some stock market shit. Let's go, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome. Stock market did. Here we go. Oh man, yeah, no, I did it. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do at the time. I was a huge gamer, and I was like, should I? Shouldn't I? And then I knew that the ad revenue from like stock market videos was really good, and I was like, do I want to go around there? And I've always had an interest in stock market, so I was like, should I do it? And then when I started making gaming content, I was like, no, that's it. I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. I'm doing gaming. So that's kind of how it went. But yeah, Outriders, man, back in the day. That was good fun.
Ben, I just want a little bit of technical issues here, but it seems to be cutting out a little bit with the microphone. I don't know why that is.
Okay.
But it's getting like a little bit of like a reverb kind of effect almost. So I don't know why that is. We were fine for like a while now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we just have to wait and see if it cleans up. I'm gonna do a little bit of volume adjustments on my side here, but obviously I don't want people to not hear what you have to say. That would kind of like defeat the purpose.
Okay.
Let's just see. So they're saying it's super clear, and then it like kind of like goes a little bit iffy. I don't know.
Right, one second.
Let's just do a quick little check, right? So in audio, right, you have echo cancellation, you have noise suppression, you have high resolution audio on, and then you have stereo output off, as well as auto gain control off.
Let me try.
How noisy is your room?
Let me try this. How's that?
That's better. It's kind of like a very it's like a very mono sound now. Like it's.
Is it?
So what did you turn
better
on?
or not? This
it's way better. It's way better. Yeah.
Right, there we go then. Maybe it was using like a different mic or something. I don't know. I guess just setting up.
Yeah, dude. This is tons fucking better, dude. Because now your voice is a little bit more fucking reverb as well, and it doesn't cut anymore at all. So the people in chat can confirm, but it seems to be
okay.
better.
It's the first time I've used the software here. I think it was picking up the wrong mic.
Hey, we're pioneers here, baby. We're doing this together. We're starting this fucking thing together. So 100%, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody in chat, obviously, let me know. I'll turn them up a little bit more. But yeah, fantastic. Yeah. So Outriders. I think if I recall correctly, so Outriders came out the 1st of April, right? That's a big old fucking joke, right? And I started officially, if I can say officially, I started like February of that year. So like 2 months before, right? And I think you, if I remember correctly, the first time I started seeing your stuff show up was just before April. I started seeing like some stuff.
Must have been somewhere around there. As I said, I can't remember the exact date. But it was just, I kind of got into Outriders. It was new. I wanted to play a shooter game. And I was like, yeah, let's just do it. And then I remember one of the first videos I made was like a grinding spot. And videos that I'd made before that, stock market stuff, had like 100 views, 200 views, 250 views. And then I made this one. It went like 5,500 views. And I was like, I am doing gaming content.
Fuck the stock market. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
no,
exactly.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing quite like I remember as well. It's like I had a bunch of videos that were doing exactly that, like 100 views, 150 or something like that. And then I did this one video which was like I did a thing where I said like why I would not be pre-ordering the game, and then like 2 weeks later I was like, dude, I was so fucking wrong. I'm so hooked to this game right now. I'm fucked. That like apology video where I was like, dude, I was like, I misjudged, I judged the book by its cover, dude. I'm ready for it. That thing just like instantly got me like 2,500 subs, and I was like, oh shit, this
wow.
Okay, so this might be the thing. But yeah, no, that's the old Outriders days, and of course then we stuck in Outriders for a while. We did a whole bunch of streams and stuff together, which was phenomenal. Our famous carry streams, which was just I still have them all on my fucking channel. I think it's the best time ever, dude.
So much fun.
And then you went to the dark side. No, I'm joking. Then you fully committed to a game called Lost Ark, which you had been super excited about and had played other language versions of. So you'd play I believe you cut your teeth on the Korean version and then went to the Russian.
Yes.
Or am I saying it right?
Yeah, I started in the Korean one when that came out. Like literally like week 1. This is years back.
I know you told me like you played this shit in like 2017 and it was like the best thing fucking ever, and I was like, yo, so bro, good. Okay, like what the hell?
Yeah. So I played it when it first came out, and yeah, I didn't play it very long because hello Reason, hello podcasters. Yeah, I didn't play it for very long. But I did get my teeth kind of sunk into it, and it was just difficult playing on the Korean version. And at the time, I couldn't read anything because there wasn't like a English mod or like a properly working one. So
you're just like judging everything by picks. This looks like a cool skill. Let me just pick this shit.
Yeah, I'm just punching the ground now with my scrapper. That's doing loads of damage. That sounds cool. So I'll do that. Yeah, it was good fun. And then I went on to like years later when I found out we were playing Outriders, we were doing all this, and then when I found out that our Western version was coming out, I was like, man, I need to get back involved with this because I can't wait for this game.
Yeah.
So
at that stage, you went like so deep back into the Russian version. You had like the language translation. You started leveling up. I remember you were doing a whole bunch of PvP. With the gunslinger, good. You were getting really into that.
Yeah, sure.
So fun. So you went really, and I was fucking super happy for you, man. Because you decided to, like, sometimes you have to make that decision. Like you go like, I'm gonna go all in, or I'm gonna fuck around, and you didn't fuck around. You went all in. And when I saw it pay off for you, I was like, that made me feel good because it justified that decision for me. You know what I mean? I like the idea of somebody like sticking to their guns and doing something, and then it works out for them. I was really happy for you, man. That was fucking awesome.
Appreciate it.
I mean, you've been doing that, like, that's kind of like been your bread and butter for like a while now.
Yes,
that's been the thing.
Quite a while. So I love like ARPGs, I love RPG games, and I'm also a bit of a fan of MMOs. Like I've played a lot of like Arcade and Legend Limited 2, if anybody knows that. That was way back in the day.
You're giving your age away now, bro.
Yeah. Dial-up. I was on fucking dial-up, bro.
That's how you know you love a game, is if you're willing to go through that shit to play it. You know what I mean?
It was something. Yeah, you had to go through that, right? The connection would last for 2 hours. If you were in like a boss room and it timed out, boop, it would kick you out the dungeon. You have to just go back in and start again. So you'd run, you do everything, you get to the start of the dungeon, you would disconnect your internet, reconnect, and start your timer to go kill the fucking boss.
Oh, dude, dial-up, man. That was the true end game boss, was dial-up, dude. Could you beat the connection in disconnecting you before you finished the piece of game that you want to finish?
Yeah, man.
Crazy shit.
Back in the day.
So I mean, but I would say, look, I mean, those of you that aren't, obviously, I don't think there's anybody in here right now who's not actually familiar with Ben, but you are, of course, a content creator on YouTube, but your primary streaming platform right now is Twitch, and that kind of like coincided with your move into Lost Ark. You kind of like pivoted onto Twitch hard for like your streaming and stuff as well. And that is where, if people want to find you, like mostly that's where they're going to find you streaming, right?
Yes. Yeah. You find me on Twitch. Okay. Yeah. Because I was multi-streaming. I was streaming on YouTube and on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then I just found that when Lost Ark was coming out, you know, I would when I was first doing it, I would have like 50 or so, maybe even more viewers on like YouTube, and then I'd have like only a couple, like 5, maybe 10 on Twitch. But it very quickly flipped when I was making content, pushing it out on YouTube, like videos, and then streaming on Twitch. When the game was coming out, I'd have like 150 on YouTube, but then I'd have like 300-400 on Twitch. So it just absolutely blew up. So then I had an opportunity to become partner. People kept saying like, "Where's your sub button? Where's your sub button?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm multi-streaming, so you can't do that if you're partnered on Twitch with your stuff." So eventually I bit the bullet and stopped multi-streaming and became a Twitch partner.
Yes.
And
Which
then,
allowed you to get the subs and everything.
Yeah,
so,
get the subs, things like that. So it's been an interesting journey. Yeah, it's been fun. I also like.
I mean, you're big on Twitch now, dude. You're almost like at 10K or something, bro.
Yeah. It's not bad, eh? Not bad.
No, that's not bad at all, son. That's fucking great, dude. Congratulations, man. That's fucking awesome.
Man. I appreciate it.
No, that's good shit.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good fun. Like the emotes and stuff on Twitch make it really funny.
I'm very jealous of the emotes. That's for sure a thing. But after having been doing this on YouTube now for a while and really going into like apps and stuff like that you can like enable for your audience to do cool things in the stream as well, and loyalty points and all these fucking things, and they're just realizing like, dude, YouTube, they're just not like there yet.
They're just not catching up quick enough.
No,
I thought they were going to be like snap.
I feel like they stopped.
Yeah,
like
because they
were telling us a year ago, it's go time. They're going to push this shit hard. Remember through the creator program, it was like, guys, this is the year of the streamer. We're coming in fucking hot, and then it just fizzled up. It's very weird.
Yeah, it was weird, man. But I don't know. I like streaming on Twitch. It's good fun, as I say.
No, I mean, you've certainly made a success of it. So I mean, it suits you, man. But look, we have to talk about the fucking 800-pound gorilla in the room here, and that is the game, of course, that kind of like is the reason why we're having this discussion here, and that is Diablo motherfucking 4, dude.
Oh man.
Yes, I think that's it, right? Man. Oh man.
Wait.
So let me start off first with like, look, I'm not gonna waste your time by asking you things like how excited are you for this game. I know that you're very excited for the game. I know. In fact, that number might not exist, right? But I think, I mean, first of all, like, what is your history with the Diablo games? Like, is it because you said you're an ARPG fan, so then of course everybody cuts their teeth on fucking Diablo if you're an ARPG fan. It is what it is, right? But does this shit go back to like Diablo 1? Are you like one of those dudes or like hardcore Diablo 2 dude? Were you like a Diablo 3 guy? Like, what was the deal? What's Ben's fucking Diablo story? Diablo 2?
Diablo 2
shit,
was
bro.
where I started.
That's my boy. That's my boy right there. Let's go.
Diablo 2 is where I started. It was actually so it was me. I've got two brothers. I've got an older one. I'm a middle one. Older and a younger one. And we had one copy of Diablo and one PC that we could play on. And then we'd all like take turns.
Some epic fights. Epic fights for time on the PC.
I was I always won, obviously. So
yeah. Now there's only two brothers left. One died.
Get off my PC. Yeah. No, so yeah, I played quite a bit of it back in the day. Like me and my younger brother especially, huge into it. He used to, he would just live on Diablo. So played quite a bit of Diablo 2. Got into that. I just remember running around like the fields at the start, and then like getting more towards like hell at the end, and experimenting with the different classes. Oh man, it was good fun. So yeah, as I said, like playing like Legend of Mir, which was like an ARPG MMO kind of thing.
Sure.
A bit more like real old school, maybe version of like Lost Ark. I don't even know. I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah.
Like, I think.
Go on.
Yeah, no, I think. I mean, I know that you look, despite maybe burnout and whatever things like that. I know that you're a huge fan of Lost Ark. That's clear. It's easy to see, and I know that it's a franchise that you love dearly. And I know that the reasons, at least from the discussions that we have, that you like it so much is because it has almost like in a way the best of both worlds. It has that fucking MMO RPG kind of vibe. but it's also, you play the shit like an ARPG, and it has that same tactile response as an ARPG. It feels like you've got different skills, and the way that you approach fights and stuff can be drastically different. The theory crafting of the builds are in there and everything. So it's really hitting on all of those levels. And Diablo 4 is kind of the fucking same thing. Like, it's not leaning as heavy into like MMORPG. I would consider it more like an MMO light. But holy shit, it's gonna be something, I think, pretty fucking intense. It's gonna be something special.
Yeah, because I think they've taken a slight risk with it, but for me, paying off huge. Like I love the idea that Diablo 4 is coming out and it has MMO elements. Yes. You can run around in town. There's a couple of people around. They've got like world bosses. Yeah, like,
I don't look. How do you feel about this? Let me ask you something quickly. Yeah. Do you want a semi-populated world? Right? Or look, the thing that I'm dreading is standing in town with like fucking 60 necromancers running around me with their minions out. You know what I mean? Not because it's gonna blow my PC up, but just because the one of the things that I like about Diablo is the gothic feel, the oppressed, suppressed, the undertones of like, you are the fucking last, bastion of strength against this, hell tide that's coming towards you and everything like that. And that was one of the things that kind of like, originally I was like, yo, bro, I don't want to be standing in town, like looking at my stash and there's like 50 fucking dudes standing around like emoting,
Yeah,
I just kind of felt like it wouldn't fit. You know what I mean?
Which is why I think they've taken a bit of a risk, because Diablo is supposed to be a bit like desolate, right? Yes. Like there's not like too much around, but then you could stand in town. There's a couple of people that kind of run past you, but not too many. I think from
they said it's limited to 14, right?
14 or 12. I heard 12. Maybe it's 14.
Yeah. So I'll allow another 2. That's fine. Like, okay. I'll allow 2 more motherfuckers to run around. That's okay.
So it's not like too many people, but there is, for example, this is where it could like piss people off. There's another content creator called Woody Joe. He's huge with like Diablo.
I know who that is. Is.
Yeah, huge like Diablo and stuff. He was soloing a world boss. With a
rogue, right?
Yeah, he was on a rogue. He was on a bow rogue. He was soloing it, and I haven't seen the clip, but I've heard loads of times that basically a necromancer turned up at like the very last second and just like helped him kill it. And like took some of the fame, of him. Like it's now a bit of a meme that he basically soloed it rather than
he did like 99% of the damage, and then someone helped with 1.
Yeah,
like,
somebody just turns
pushed
up
him over the edge,
and just like takes like just.
Dude, I'd be so. I'm like Loki. I'd be so pissed, bro.
Yeah,
like a little bit.
So there's that. I mean, other times when you're doing like an event, you run out of town, you get like the golden circle. You go to there, there's like an event turns up, and you start like killing things, and then all of a sudden like another person turns up, and another person turns up, and then shit gets crazy. There's loads of explosions around, and there's like.
So I mean, there was that way that you could power level, and during the second weekend, that if you did just above the main, I almost said just above Kazakhstan, but just above the main city, there was a public event there, and that one like something weird was going on with its spawning. So it was spawning the entire time. Like, so you could go there and you could go town portal back and it'll spawn, town portal back and it'll spawn the whole fucking time. And I was using that to do like my 6th or my 7th fucking 25 or something like that, because I was just like, I couldn't be bothered to do it the normal, the vanilla way anymore. And that way I saw how the game actually, because dude, there was a ton of people playing the beta, right?
Yeah.
But I could see how the game was trying to like go like, okay, let's not put like fucking 12 dudes together on this thing. Let's 2, 3, 4. That's it, something like that. So I think to also just add on my part to it, I am concerned about this whole thing of like standing around with 50 dudes in the fucking base or whatever. But I think that this is something that they're actively addressing, because the idea is they do still want you to feel the. I think it's very important, at least from what I can sense. It's very important for Blizzard that the identity of Diablo in this game stays true to what Diablo is. And it certainly seems like they're taking steps to do that. And I'm not like meat riding fucking Blizzard or anything like that. I'm just saying like that's the feeling that I'm getting from watching like a lot of this stuff. So yeah, you are gonna be, and we never know, right? Because this will kind of like segue me into my next question to you, is we don't know what the story is gonna turn out like, right? At the moment right now, it seems like it's gonna come down to this thing of like you're gonna choose sides. You're either gonna be on Nereus' side or you're gonna be on fucking the evil ladies side, and you're gonna have to pick. And
maybe, oh, that'd be interesting.
And that, well, no, I don't mean like as a story component. Like I don't mean like you'll have to go like I pick Anarius. But what I'm saying is that morally in the story, you might come to the point where you might say that she's not that fucking bad for what she's trying to do, and Anarius is actually the asshole. Like whether the story takes that route or not, because I think the story is pretty predetermined to where we end up. But the thing is, like, I think what I'm trying to say with that is that it's very important for them that you still feel like that you have a role to play in this world. And so I think that they will even tie in the fact that you see other players running around into the story, saying that now, you know, the Nephilim are starting to wake up again. They're starting to become more powerful. So now more people are coming out and being more special and being more powerful. And I think that's going to somehow feature into the story.
That could be, yeah, that could be good. So that could be a way of that they kind of, I don't know, get away with the MMO aspects and just be like, yeah, you know, there's people coming around because everyone's starting to wake up and there's this. It's
sort of like the awakening or something, you know, like mutants, you know, everybody's powers are starting to activate or whatever the fuck. I could be completely off base, but I mean, you know, in the end, I think a lot of this will also be left to maybe your own interpretation of it. So I know some people that'll just literally, you know, like some people are going to play the game because they want to do PvP. And some people are going to play the game because they want the story. And some people are going to play the game because they want to have a max level of each fucking class, like min-max to the fucking 9s. And they want to do that. Oh, yeah. I was leaving the best one for last. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure,
but if you, I know that you're a PvP guy. I know that you like PvP. Is that something that you are looking forward to? Do you think it's going to be handled well in this or not so much?
Oh man, I really want to do PvP,
tough question, right?
And I really want it to be done well, but I'm worried. I have big concerns over Diablo PvP. Over like
would you share some of those concerns?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm concerned about like group play. Because in the Fields of Hatred, which is where you can do PvP, you flag on basically. So you flag and go, I'm going to be doing PvP, and you can group up with 4 people. So you can imagine turning up.
Is that up to 4 or with another 4 making 5?
Up to 4. Yeah,
a group of 4.
So you can group with 3 other people making your group 4, and then you can run around, flag, and just like annihilate people. If you don't come across another group of 4, then you know you might just steamroll them. However, we also don't know if it's going to be like equalized or not. So
we don't know if the stats are. So for those of you in chat right now that with games like this, and I believe that this is something that Lost Ark does very well, is essentially Lost Ark's PvP. We're using Lost Ark as an example now because we have someone here who's like pretty much an expert on it, so he can, you know, fact check me if I'm wrong. But the thing is, usually with games that mix PvE and PvP, you have something called normalization, where the idea is that everybody has an equal starting point from. And I personally like the way that Lost Ark does it, because what Lost Ark does is it gives you all of the skills, all of the abilities, and in a way, PvP and Lost Ark comes down. Like I would say 99% to skill. And certain characters are meta and they are better and they have better abilities and so on. But the developers try very hard to crunch that gap. And at the same time, you have access to the same shit that Johnny from fucking next door has when he logs into the game the first time. And that's an interesting way to do it. I know that some people don't like that. Some people want to like, yo, bro, I play for 400 hours. I want to be a fucking gorilla when I come onto the battlefield. I want to be feared. And we don't know. You're absolutely right, Ben. We don't know now if there will be normalization. And then if let's use Diablo 2 as an example. Diablo 2's PvP was pretty much like whoever gets the first fucking shot off wins.
It's a one-shot. It's a one-shot battle. And I hate it.
I didn't like it because that's not PvP to me. That's like whoever like it can come down to a whole bunch of stuff, but basically it's like you could jump a fucking dude and you'd be like, yeah, I'm winning, and then there's another guy coming in from beyond him, yeah, I win, and then another guy, yeah, I win, and you're like, okay, cool, I was the last guy to the fight, so I win.
They just come in and raise their scepter and do like a skill, and you just get bam, bam, and you're dead, and you're like, oh, like that wasn't PvP, like I just died, like you didn't get a chance. Now I have heard. I haven't actually seen anything myself, but I have heard from like other content creators and things that somebody looked into it. Apparently, the skills have been nerfed by like 90% for PvP. So
only PvP.
Yeah, for only PvP. Okay. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. So don't take that as gospel. I haven't had a chance to look into it.
Don't quote me.
Yeah, don't quote me on that.
Okay, because you obviously saw the latest video, right? That they showed, and we saw a little bit of PvP in there. Now we didn't see health bars, we didn't see anything like that, but you saw like a fucking druid, like essentially like fucking slamming a dude and basically like almost like one tapping that person. So, it's interesting. It's interesting because even if it's not the abilities that are nerfed, right? We also have to think about things like CC. Certain characters have a lot more opportunity for that blinding, stunning, fucking, reducing something's damage output and stuff like that than others do. As an example, I think like from a kit perspective, probably Necromancer is much better suited for kiting and fucking someone around with CC than maybe like, I don't know, a fucking Barbarian.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The Barbarian has good mobility and also has like a chain hook though. So if you're trying to get away, you can pull you to
but that means you, if you're not running chain hook, then you're gimping yourself. Basically.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got a lot of mobility, and Barbarian also has move speed passives. And in PvP,
it's actually Barbarian is the only one that can in its skill tree pick up more move speed, right? If
I've seen mistaken. That. Yeah, that I'm aware of at the moment. So Barbarians can get an extra, I think it was 15%, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you're capped at 25, right? So the highest you can go is 25, but that means that you can get 15 from your fucking passives, and then if you can score a boot somewhere that's got another 10, then you've hit your cap. You're on 25, and that's huge, man. Being able to run something down because you're running like a fucking 25% faster than them it's a big deal. I mean, perhaps this is. I don't think there's a better fucking chance for us to cover this topic, but I know I'm a meta guy, I'm a min-max guy, but I know you are as well. I mean, we cut our teeth on content for Outriders, which is dedicated exactly to that, squeezing every last little bit of fucking DPS and everything out of something, being as efficient as possible. First of all, I just main. What do you think's your main right now, and why?
Sorceress, hands down.
I fucking knew it. I knew.
Yeah, I was willing to bet money.
I was willing to bet money.
I always gravitate towards mages. I tried them all. So in beta, I got every class to 25.
Yes.
Do you know? I really thought I was going to be a Necromancer main. But before trying the beta, I was like, okay, nah, it's going to be Necromancer. Like, I can't wait. And when I tried it, I did enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't see as much potential for it as late game from what I've seen from Sorceress. And like the enchantment system's so cool on Sorg. It's so cool. You can basically, I mean, if you guys have seen it or not.
I think your build options are like magnified by like 36 compared to just on paper compared to the other classes. Just due to the fact that essentially you have a sixth skill in a way, right?
I also think from what I've looked into, I don't know if you know this yet, but you being you probably do know. There was information that was released that basically allows you, when you put a point in like a skill like Fireball, and you can put into like 5 points, right? You can put in 5 points, and then you can get on your items, you can get plus to get like 6 and 7 and stuff like that. And in the beta, some people had like 7 for like Fireball and things. That goes up to 18 for endgame.
Is 18 the max?
18 is max. From what we've I think that came
but 18 is a lot, dude.
Yes. It's a lot, but
Jesus Christ.
I was looking into teleport. I think at endgame you can get teleport to a 0 cooldown. I honestly think you can get it down.
Yeah, that's so. You raised
fun.
something interesting. You raised something interesting because I'm pretty sure you saw as well how people were showing that if you have an ultra wide, you could teleport longer distances. You could throw hydras further. And unfortunately, the class that the most egregious shit can use this is sorcerer. So almost all of sorcerer's fucking skill set is able to abuse the system. So you can teleport over fucking actual solid fucking pieces of ground. You could throw hydras on the other side and have it kill shit. So yeah, man, I'm not a fan of a 0 fucking second teleport. That does not sound like a fun time to me at all. I hope that that's not the case. But I mean, I'm sure. Look, I'll keep an eye out for Ben Lee's fucking video, how to get your teleport to fucking 0 cooldown. Let's go, dude.
I think it might be. Also, something that's really interesting about teleport. There's a legendary aspect that you can put on during the beta, which is like when you stand still. I think it was like your attack power goes up. Like the longer you stand still, your attack power goes up. 30%.
Yes, that's a big one. That was very good on. I enjoyed it a lot on Necromancer, where a lot of times you move and then you stand still and you let your minions like fucking eat out, because your minions actually benefit from that 30% as well.
But teleport doesn't count as moving, and it doesn't break that. So if you have a 0 second
so if you
teleport,
just keep moving around, that's still counting as still standing still. Really?
If you teleport around, it doesn't break that. So that would be amazing. It's like a 30% buff permanently, and you just move
and
by
all
teleporting.
you do is you just never walk. You actually
just
disable the move button on your mouse, and you just replace it with teleport.
Teleport. You just teleport. And
okay, that's pretty busted. I'm gonna have to edit that part out of this fucking video, because I don't need you putting this evil shit out into the world, bro. I can't fucking handle this. But yeah, so okay, so sorcerer. Let me then ask you this, I guess. If you, because I'm that guy. If you had to pick a second one, if you had to pick number 2, who's a close number 2 for you? Is it the Necromancer or not?
Do you know what? It's really hard, and I've been racking my brain.
Actually, hold on. Let me change the ask. Give me your tier list.
My tier list, right? Okay, Barbarian, top. I think
What?
Barbarian endgame is going to be
my
insane.
Fucking boy. You're so fucking hot to me right now, dude. Because you know what my main is.
There you
Barbarian.
go. I think Barbarian at endgame is going to be top dollar. The Arsenal system allowing you to have two-handed.
And if they don't change that, because I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, and sorry to interrupt, but this is so good that it needs to be fucking shouted from the rooftops. But the Arsenal system and the fact that it's essentially you have 4 hard points, where every other class has potential of 1 or maybe 2 if you have an orphan. Those 4, all of their stats and the affixes and everything count at the same time. Yeah. Which is busted.
Which is crazy. Yeah, it's busted. And you must have seen the clip in the beta of the guy who did the crazy amount of damage. What was it? I can't remember what it is now. Was it 360k or 460k damage in one hit? I can't remember what the number is. I did know. It's gone from my head. Barbarian, like the bosses, the bosses at the end of the dungeons only had like 40, 50k HP.
Yeah, they one-tap that shit.
Yeah, they just go up, they just ramp up a bit, and this guy in the beta at level 25, when everyone else was hitting at like really big hits at like 9, 10k, he hit for like 360 or something. It was ridiculous. I was like, what? Imagine that scaling. You're going to be hitting so 359 thanks, Reason.
So I'm scared that because this is a live service game, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to encounter. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to play. It's going to be really good, but they're going to rein it in. They are. And basically what you're explaining there right now is exactly the same way I feel about it. I think the Arsenal system is, it's unlike everything else in the game, where when you level up, it starts normalizing. This is one of the reasons why, for instance, Necromancer isn't so attractive to me. Necromancer is super, super fucking powerful at low level because it snowballs so hard. Because, you have all these fucking minions. Even if you decide to not play minion, you get the fucking buffs from picking them in the Book of the Dead, all of that. But the point is you have access to a lot more stats, a lot more stuff that other classes at your level just don't have. But then as you start leveling out, The Druid is another example here. Druid's power scaling is like this. It starts out weak as fuck, but will probably be a fucking monster at like closer to max level. So this is my issue, that Arsenal is one of those things where it's strong as fuck at low level and it's gonna be busted ass at high level. It's just always good.
It's gonna be
stuff
incredible.
that's always good gets fucking, gets nerfed, bro. Like, it's just, it is what
well,
it
that's
is.
it. I think Barbarian endgame is going to be outrageous. I think it's going to be an absolute monster. You're going to be like super fast. People are going to have like permanent whirlwind builds where you just don't stop doing that with loads of move speed and the shouts. Bro, the shouts are insane. Group play, Barbarian top. One shot kind of damage, Barbarian's going to be top. Tankiness, Barbarian's going to be...
Tier list, you got Barbarian at the top. So I'm guessing you're leveling up Barbarian after you finish with your Sorcerer.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm trying to sell you on it, man. Help me out here, bro. Okay, what's next? What's next after Barbarian? Who's next?
I think Sork.
Really?
Sork and the Barbarian. The enchantment system is busted. It's so powerful.
And you don't rate Rogue?
I think Rogue... I think if I had to put them in individual categories, so I couldn't put like 2 in A, 2 in B, whatever. You've got like S tier, Barbarian. I think A tier for Sork. B would be Rogue.
Okay.
And then it's tough because we don't know Druid. And I'm talking more for endgame here, by the way.
Yeah, of course. This is
what
I'm saying.
This is unknown. So this is like, it's like endgame and unknown.
This is pure speculation.
Yeah. Then I think maybe Druid then Necro for endgame scaling. I've also heard off the grapevine, from like people who have tested, but obviously it's just like, when you hear something, it's like, oh yeah, but my the friend of a friend told
I've got
me,
a buddy who was in the endgame beta, and then
it's kind of like that, and people are saying that like Minion Necro is trash. Like endgame, like don't play Minion Necro.
But you don't.
play
But
Blood
think about
Golem.
it, Ben. You can believe it though, right? You can, because the thing is, the minions don't scale with they get 10% of your thorns, your resistance, your HP, and all of that stuff. So when you get to like tier 3, tier 4, right? You're taking so much damage on board, especially a lot of that damage is going to be AoE. It's just going to chew through those minions. They're just going to fucking die.
Yeah. I think they're going to get annihilated, and you can't control the AI of them. Also, Necromancer has like no mobility. And I think that at endgame, in terms of like speed farming, which is obviously, a lot of people do speed farming and speed runs in ARPGs. Necromancer is just going to be like bomb for all this. But yeah, apparently you have your golem and you turn it to blood golem, so it takes 15% of the damage that you would take, and then you sacrifice your skeletons. And I think bone spear. Like I've got a build on my YouTube channel.
That's
which
right.
is a bone spear necro.
That was
and
like
I
some one-tap shit though. That was like some sniper rifle shit. Like,
yeah, it was really strong, and I feel like that's going to be really good. But how is that going to compare to a sorceress with teleporting over everything, blasting through dungeons, summoning hydras like crazy, having basically permanent immunity from flame shield, with having the enchantment with the ice blades, just lowering cooldowns like crazy unless they nerf that. Like how is Necro going to compete with like speed and power and things coming from that, man? I just don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to. So
I mean, I'm in a way like how can I say, it's invigorating to speak to someone that has similar concerns that I have. But then at the same time, that also is concerning to me because it means that I'm not being hyperbolic or like a fucking weirdo, that it is an actual thing that other people are also seeing and that this could be a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have a fear that this stuff is gonna get taken care of. I don't. I'm pretty sure. The one of the things that I enjoyed a lot about the beta, and please give me your input on this as well, is that especially in beta weekend 2, I felt that Blizzard and Fenra actually brought this up in chat a little bit earlier, and that's one of the comments that I highlighted, is that I felt that they were very responsive to things that were causing issues in the game. Now this is not a balanced thing, but something that was literally causing people people's fucking rigs to crash was necromancers walking with their full suite of, you know, like skeletons into a base. And then you had like 6 or 7 necromancers, you know, 11 times fucking 6 minions fucking standing around, and it was fucking burning people's shit down to the ground. So they made it so that minions, they were like, yo, sorry, actually minions are supposed to despawn when you come into the base, so sorry, we'll work on it. And I mean, they had no reason to do that, right? It was a beta weekend, it was weekend, and it was like, dude, this is what the beta is, fucking eat it up, and that's it. So there was a responsiveness to like issues, even though this is not a balance issue, this was more like a technical issue. But yeah, so I have no fear that these things aren't gonna be handled, but I do have a concern that perhaps at max level with people, and again, I'm not elevating us here now, something, but I'm saying people like us that break games or try to break games, what those people will do to the game. And like a 0-second teleport is a big thing. Arsenal system with like a crazy fucking like to me, even just like if you like Thorns, for example, right, is another good example. Thorns Barbarian is something that scales exceptionally well, and that can develop over time because you keep upgrading your gems, so you keep on being able to double down on more Thorns damage, everything like that. The fact that they made fucking like ranged enemies, I don't know if you know this or not, but in Diablo 2, ranged enemies in a Thorns build took only a fraction of the Thorns damage. In this game, fucking they take the full fucking 100%.
Oh, wow.
So something that shoots you with a fucking bow takes the same amount of damage as something that hits you with an axe for Thorns damage. Okay. Which is, yeah. So that's a build that I had a lot of fun with. I know that you were like fucking climbing all. I could not get the motherfucking thing to drop to give me more Hydras. I was so pissed, bro.
Oh, bro. Oh, you
I had
missed
the
out,
one.
bro.
I was one Hydra Charlie the entire fucking beta, bro. Like
Charlie.
I couldn't get it to drop, bro. Like I tried. I actually used my other characters to farm up obols, and then I would just go fucking gamble, bro. Please give me the fucking Hydra shit, and I couldn't get it. But yeah, while you were having fun with that, like I was like my barbarian was probably the most kitted out of all my characters. And I could literally just like walk like this and shit would just like come and fucking die against me. Like bosses would come and die against me. It was like, it was dumb. So yeah.
But this is it. We were making builds at level 25, and we were making like fully optimized builds with higher than normal drop rates that they've already said.
100%,
legendary
right?
drop rates were higher than what they're going to be at launch. Did you know as well? We were using an old build of the game.
Yes.
Like an actual old build,
Yes.
So they've already updated it since that. So hopefully things will be better. But yeah, I'm curious. Did you make? This is a question for you actually. Have you got any idea, or have you made yourself kind of like a leveling build with basically no legendaries? You kind of ready and set, yeah.
So I mean, this is a good question, because the thing is, now that you said that your main's going to be sorcerer, which means to me that you'll level up sorcerer first, which is a fucking great idea, because I think the 3 classes that are going to be the easiest to level is going to be sorcerer, barbarian, and rogue. I especially think rogue speed is going to be something very special. I think rogues are going to be able to go to 100 super fast.
Crazy fast. Yeah.
But the thing is, I have done that because however much we enjoyed the fact that we had access to so many affixes and shit like that by 25 and all of that stuff, that's simply not going to be the case in the game. And I do also realize that because we had a max of 25 in the betas, like your head worked different, because you were like, dude, I have to get to the bottom of the tree so I can get fucking my ultimate or something like that. Whereas if you're going, like to 100 or something like that, you're not going to think that way. You're gonna actually pick up fucking nodes which are beneficial to your leveling experience, not because you want to experience like an ulti. And that's gonna make a difference. So I am impressed by some of there's some really great sites out there already that are like DiabloPlanet.io and shit. Shout out to those fucking dudes. But like there's some good stuff that like already tell you you're gonna have like what is it? It's 56 or 58 skill points in total.
I know that you stop gaining skill points at level 50.
Yeah, and so you get 50, and then I believe from the world quests and all that shit and renown, I think you get another 6 or 8. I could be wrong, right? But yeah. So and then of course you start accumulating Paragon. But yeah, I have kind of fleshed it out. I have a general idea of what I'm going to use to get myself to 100. My issue is, are you gonna put your foot on the gas and go fucking hard to 100 as fast as you can, or on your first character are you gonna stop and smell the roses? Like,
Oh,
what's the
bro,
plan?
it's tough because I clearly
Because I'm
want
asking the
to.
game lover in you the question, but I'm also asking the content guy in you the question.
The,
See,
the
that's
content
thing.
creator in me needs to push like crazy,
Yeah.
right? Because we need to get to end game. We need to make some builds. We need to be one of the first to put them up on YouTube. Then make another character, get that all the way to the end, and then make some
And
builds
all
and
the
be one of the
while
first.
you're
All of
making
them.
builds, you're going like, go
Yeah.
to this place to, because bet your ass there's gonna be like, go to this place to go level so you can level faster. Over here is like a loot cave where you can get a whole bunch of legendaries. Like, that's gonna be like a fucking thing for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And finding that stuff out first and shoving up on YouTube is it's
that's
views. I mean,
huge.
it's part of our job as being content creators, right? So it's huge because if you're a day late doing that, it could be the difference between having a video get 500,000 views, quite literally with
Or
Diablo, it's
130
possible,
views.
or like 130 or like 2,000 views. If you get it out first, you could be the guy that gets 500,000.
Oh,
And I think
100%.
Diablo 4 is going to be that big that if you make these videos, you're going to get that. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
huge opportunities here.
Oh, for sure.
But the problem is the cutscenes are so good. I don't want to skip them.
Even just the dialogue, they spend so much time on this game on the recorded dialogue. Like Lorath, no, that guy, his voice is fucking awesome to me. But just like the actual like taking, and again, like I said, like taking in some parts of the world and stuff like that. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, because the reason why I asked that question is in a way I sometimes feel guilty when I am playing the game, because I'm like, I'm like, fuck, I should probably be skipping this shit and just fucking going, because otherwise I'm not going to hit 100 in 2 days time or something like that. But then I'm also going like, dude, why the fuck are you doing this, man? Like, enjoy the experience, because you're not going to be able to do it again. That's the thing. And by the time you've done like 6 or 7 or 8 alts, you're going to be like, skip, please, Jesus, just get me through this as fast as possible.
Just get me through.
So
yeah,
I mean, like, speaking of like the leveling experience, did you catch, like, they've been very candid about explaining like how many hours it's going to be to get to 200. Have you seen that?
No, tell me.
So okay, so first of all, of course, it's going to be a battle pass, right?
Yep.
And what they've come out saying is that the battle pass, you're looking at about 70 to 75 hours to complete the battle pass, but that's like average Joe playing, like, average way, anything like that. So if you are someone that maybe is a little bit more efficient, is able to go a little bit faster, have a more competent build, that sort of thing, you're going to be able to go quicker. So you could squeeze that 70 hours down. Or if you're a guy that takes longer, then it'll be longer. But that's the average time. But what they've come out saying is that you're probably going to finish the battle pass before you get to 100.
Oh, okay.
So just imagine that.
Yeah.
80 fucking hours to get to 100?
Right.
That's a lot of hours, dude.
Yeah.
One character.
First week? 2 days?
First week? Oh, bro. I mean, it's also going to be the other thing, right? It's going to be beneficial for you to level with other people, because you get the group.
You do. Oh, man, I'm
can I be honest? The first time I do it, I don't want to fucking do that. I want to just like roll by myself.
I know.
It's weird.
I think it's a double-edged sword, really, because the more people you have in a group, the more people you have to organize. Because if somebody's like, "Oh, give me just 2 minutes,"
if Jimmy runs off to the side and stands looking at a box for like 30 minutes, you're like, "What the
I'm just
fuck,
gonna
bro?"
sort this a minute. Oh, I just need to go back to. I'm just gonna buy something and sell some stuff and crap. And everyone's like, "Fucking hurry up, bro! Like, we're supposed to be powder." So the more people you have,
it's like herding cats. You're like, "Come on, motherfuckers, let's go!" Like, that's a problem.
So you get more experience, but then you might get slowed down. However, if you got people that are just like fucking like Forrest Gump running and don't stop, then you're gonna be in for a win there.
So I mean, look, I think it's pretty clear that both me and you have I would say it's fair to say high expectations of the game, but at the same time as well, just a big love for what we can potentially experience from this, and the fun that we're gonna have, because there's of course, as actual gamers, it's gonna be a fun game to play. I'm excited for it, but also from a content delivery perspective, it's a game that it's always fun to make content for a game that you like. That goes without saying. But are you concerned at all about any kind of like Diablo Immortal weirdness coming into the game? Is that
really
something
fucking
that's
hope
on your
not.
peripheral, or are you going like, dude, it's two different games. Fuck them. I trust them. They're not gonna. I'm gonna trust them until they cut my arm off. Like what's your feeling? Do you have like a little bit of reservation? Like what's the deal?
I'm not gonna say I trust them. I'm gonna say I'm full copium for it, that I want it to be good. But I think cautiously optimistic that they're not gonna turn around and be like, oh, look at this in the battle pass. Now there's pay to win and all that shit. Oh, here you go. Buy a boost to level 100 easy. Only gonna cost you like $30, you know?
Because the reason
like,
why I bring this up, Ben, is because, if we are talking, and if we just look at some of the comments even, I mean, Bo, they're saying that, I don't want something that's too excessively grindy. Like I'm a grinder by default. Like it's the way that I play a game. So like 80 hours doesn't scare me off the way that it potentially scares off someone else. But I also understand that, because the reality of this is, if you're someone that, let's say as a person that is a casual gamer, and you can commit 5 to 7 hours a fucking week to a game, bro, that means you're looking at motherfucking 10 weeks to get to like max level. That's nuts, right? Like nobody wants that, and I get that. So to me, there's not a world that exists where a couple of months in, they don't go like, hey, here's like a fucking leveling seed or something like that, and that gets you, as long as you've gotten one character to 100, then just pay fucking 10 US for this thing and you get your second 100. There you go, daddy. I don't see that. Like, how is that not like a fucking thing?
Bro, the thing is, you got to remember there's a huge speedrun community with this, and this kind of thing is, I don't know, maybe it won't ruin it, maybe it will. But if they were to put in like, just like, here you go, paid to get right to the end, speedrunners are going to be pissed.
Yeah,
they're going to be pissed. And they'll still do it anyway, because the speedrunning community,
it's the speedrunning community. Yeah,
and they'll do it, and they'll make character after character, whatever, and they'll do it. But I don't know. I don't feel like it fits in.
No, it definitely
Diablo.
doesn't fit. It definitely doesn't fit. Like I can imagine that if I'm fucking no-lifing Diablo and I'm doing character after character, because of course I want to also play a hardcore character, so that's another one that has to go to 100, right? Then let's say what?
With me, hardcore character with
me. Let's do it, dude. Let's do it. we do one day out of the week, like we do hardcore Thursdays or hardcore Sundays, and we just play our hardcore characters. But the caveat is we have to drink a shot every fucking half an hour and make like bad life decisions.
Oh,
like,
bro!
Come on, Ben. We could do one more dungeon, bro. These guys aren't gonna kill us. We're savages, bro. This is what we do. And then we go in there and the butcher shows up.
The butcher. Oh, man, we're in sync. Bro, did you make a hardcore character in the beta?
No, I love my life too much, bro.
Oh, man. I had got like all characters to 25, pretty much. I think I had a little bit left to do. And I made one. And I did it with some of the guys from stream, right?
Okay, nice.
Got some of the boys, and it was time for, I had done like 8 hours of just sorting stuff and grinding and looking at stuff and making builds and recording content and whatever that way. And then I was like, right, fuck it, let's just have some fun. Let's make like a hardcore character and let's get the boys in from chat. So we got three lads in from chat. We made characters, went in, and I was like, I'm gonna be really safe and sensible with this, right? I'm gonna make a blood necro with a shield, and I'm gonna be like fortified.
That's a very smart. That's smart life decisions right there.
I was like, here we go, right? And everything was great. I was like, I was using I can't remember what it's called, like the blood basic attack, and it would like build up my fortify, and I was using like other blood skills and a blood nova, I think, a blood surge. And I was gaining health, and I had loads of and I was feeling really good, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. I got my minions, I got this, and it just I'm not gonna die.
I'm waiting for it.
Right? So we go through like the starter bit. We get to like level 5. We get to level 6. We're in the first town. We run out of the town. And then we go past like the first dungeon. We ran out to the east. Ran out to the east of the town. The first dungeon we come across, and we're like, should we go in here? And it was kind of like, oh, shall we? And then, oh yeah. And then we were joking about, oh yeah, I bet we run into the butcher. Oh, we're like level 6.
Can I do the sound effect? Oh, fresh meat. And you're like, oh, fuck me. Here
Bro,
we go.
literally like 2 minutes into the dungeon, we run around, we do a little bit, and we're on hardcore, so we're taking it chill, and we obviously
Hey,
we're
you're
doing
playing
better.
tactical. You're playing tactical.
Yeah, we're doing it like a bit slow and steady, and it's all good like that. And then I hear the boys in front of me, and they're like, "Oh fuck, the butcher's here!" And I was like, "Oh no!" And then like we just kind of scatter, and we've got the clip. It's on like me.
Oh, that's great shit.
My Discord and stuff. And then I thought, oh, fuck it, let's try do it. Like
there's 4 of you, goddammit. Let's go.
Yeah. We're like level 6. I think we just hit like level 7 as we were fighting him. There's a few other monsters around, so we just hit like level 7. I started like attacking him, took his health down like a little bit like this. One of our guys, barbarian, like legs it. He's like, "Fuck this, I'm gone." We got a rogue that's like dashing around. Yeah, and I'm on like a no mobility necromancer, and I hadn't picked up the blood mist yet to make myself. I
was gonna say no blood mist.
I didn't have blood mist yet. Right, and he fucking turns for me because I'm there like bam, bam, bam on the butcher, right? He fucking turns to me, chain hooks me, stun, dead. Level 7, hardcore character, rip to the butcher.
Bro, one tap.
Like, oh! Man, but I tell you, most fun I had in the beta.
No, but that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to say. Look, first of all, I decided against fucking hardcore in the beta after I fucking at level 6 roll in. I'm already hating the fucking druid. I'm hating it. I'm hating the leveling experience of the druid. And at level 6 with the druid, I roll into my first dungeon. Fresh meat. And I'm like, no, dude. If I was hardcore right now, I'd be so fucking pissed. So that kind of cured me of that one. But I can say wholeheartedly, like, the most fun, top 3, top 5, whatever experiences in my life was hardcore fucking Diablo 2, bro. It was I lost the character to a fucking bad phone call. Where this is I was playing Diablo 2 back in the day when you had landlines. So I had like a fucking like the phone's for you, and I'm like, fuck. I legged it over there. I'm like, hello, and like someone's like, hey, listen, are you coming in for this appointment stuff? I don't have time for this shit. And when I go back there, I show up just as my character dies. I'm like, oh no, and I was max level, like everything, like did like something like 17 days of playtime. Like, yeah, it was just terrible. But I now, like, when the PTSD has worn off, like I very favorably remember that. I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm a big fucking fan of that, and I think it's so how can I say it? It's so part of like Diablo's fucking identity is the whole hardcore thing. So it is gonna be, and I mean, dude, if you were even remotely serious, man, I'm fucking
100%.
game, bro.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
oh, it'd be great, especially if we get pissed while we're doing it. It'll be fucking amazing.
Then one of us twists the other one's fucking off to go do PvP, and it's just like,
I'm just gonna be like, oh, bro, just come over here a minute. The butcher's like chasing after me. I'm like, oh, bro, yeah, come over here, like casually.
Just come over here and pour shots so long.
There's a really good item over here, and then I'm gonna have a 0 cooldown teleport, and I'm gonna be fucking gone, and I'm gonna leave the butcher on your ass.
But the deal is, if we're playing hardcore, you're not allowed to play sorcerer. You have to play the character you hate the most.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
We're already making rules, bro. That's terrible.
Oh, no, I don't
know. No. So, and I mean, okay. So, we're kind of getting to the bottom of the hour here, okay. So just for me to encapsulate or recapsulate or something like that. So, cautiously optimistic. I like the way that you put that. The point is, we've all been doing this for a while, and in some cases we've had wool pulled over our eyes, in some cases we haven't. Some cases we've been able to see the shit coming down the road, and we're like, no, this is dangerous. And there's definitely some opportunity for that. And this is how I feel now, by the way. There's of course always going to be a chance for them to just fucking go, like, open the taps up and go, fuck this shit, fuck our fans. It's money time, and just sell shit. Yeah. And they could absolutely do that. But I like also the fact that you mentioned copium, because a lot of this is very subjective, and I grew up with Blizzard. Blizzard was one of the studios that made like games that I fucking adored my entire life, and Blizzard kind of like went to the fucking dark side for a while now, just the company itself, but also like with Immortal and shit like that. But at the same time, what I'm seeing in Diablo 4 seems very much like like Blizzard core for me still. It feels to me like I almost want to say, like, without sounding like a bitch, but it sounds like my Blizzard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that gives me that warm fuzzy fucking feeling, or whatever you want to call it. So that being said, I do think that there are some things in terms of like quality of life and game systems and stuff like that, which they're probably gonna take a beating on if they don't adjust them. A good example of this, and I'd like your input on it, would be the so when you refund stats, when you refund costs, everything like that's been a kind of like a hot topic, because some people have theory crafted this basically and said that, okay, cool, if you so let me give the viewers some background here. Very early on in the development of Diablo, and when things like refund cost on stats and builds and points and things like that was mentioned, one of the things that the developer came out and said was that they want to let people experiment with builds, but also they want to sort of like add this scaling prohibitive factor of like refund cost increasing, which would eventually make the fact that you want a refund less attractive than actually just rolling a whole new class. That's basically what they said. And as I don't know, like, if you listen to that in some way, it sounds like a fucking good idea, but then considering the fact that there's only 10 character slots and the gargantuan fucking effort that it takes to roll something to 100, blah, 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 get the same fucking gear, all that shit, fucking whatever. The point is that doesn't sound like a great idea at all. And then considering also that you might be like one of those guys, like me and you, that go like, yo, dude, I have a sorcerer now, and I'm going to make like 15 build videos. Okay, I better go farm 20 million fucking gold, because otherwise I'm stuffed. So I saw a video, and I feel like a complete arsehole now to not mention the person's name, because I just cannot recall it, and I'll fucking put it in the video at some other point. But they basically did they took the footage that we saw on the latest build, and they extrapolated like what that would be in terms of like scaling at a level 100 and when you want a refund. And it was ridiculous. It would be like millions and millions and millions of gold every time that you wanted to change your build.
Right. So the thing is with this, yeah, it's been a hot topic. Like respecking, it's like drying cement, right? Like at the start, it's easy. You can just like refund your points. You can respec your character. It doesn't cost like anything. In the beta, it was like 1 gold or something at level 25. Like, it costs, and like, you nothing. Might
even erroneously do that without knowing that you're already creating this stacking effect. This is the problem, right?
Yeah. But the thing is, so you can respec just a couple of points. This is it. Like in the beta, if you wanted to go like further down the tree and you wanted to respec, you'd have to go like you have to respec like the stuff down the bottom, to like be able to put points back up to the top, because you only had a certain amount of points that you couldn't go everywhere. So sometimes it forced you, what I'm trying to say is sometimes it forced you to like respec a whole bunch of points.
Or you could just do like little tweaks, 1, 2, 3 here, something like that. That's what
yeah. But if you've got enough points already put into the tree, then you can like take off a couple points here and then put them in this passive.
And that costs less.
I don't really like that.
Costs
and
less.
It costs way less. So you have that option to do it. But I still don't like the idea of drying cement, because I think the player base want to be able to play it. And Diablo 4 is going to be, let's just say, it's going to be a very like casual friendly game compared to when you compare it to like Path of Exile. If you're not using, like, again, I've just put up like a video talking about this. Like how
by the way,
make it
great
easy.
Fucking video. By the way,
Thanks,
so Ben just put up a video for all of us people that are scared to commit to come into Path of Exile, because people have been telling you, bro, it's like becoming a doctor. You have to go study for 8 years. It's a fucking shit show. You basically put on a fucking codex right now that gets people from 0 to hero like almost immediately. Fucking kudos, bro. Fucking sick video. Sick video.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But just to make it like super easy for people to get into, because it's so crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got like Last Epoch, which is kind of like a middle ground in terms of like skill trees and how many options you've got. It's not as wild as Path of Exile, but it's more in depth from what we've seen so far, which is important. From what we've seen so far, it's more in depth than Diablo 4. But when it comes to like the Paragon tree and things later on, maybe we need to respec a bit more. Maybe we don't. I think that it shouldn't be like so crazy that casual players can't get to end game. And as you say, if it's going to take like 80 to 100 hours and people who just like play like a little bit with like a beer, because this is like couch co-op, You know, you could have like a friend come round
And I
on a
mean,
Saturday night
Johnny
with a
Casual
beer.
that plays the game doesn't
Yeah.
know that he can't constantly be changing shit. So he's
Yeah,
gonna be doing
yeah.
that, and then like fucking 20 hours in, he's like, Jesus Christ, why is this shit like 40K a pop? Like, what the fuck's going
Yeah, I
on here?
can't afford to do that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I've messed up my build.
Yeah.
I just imagine
And
like
he goes
being
on
a
Google and
sorceress.
it goes, yeah, re-roll.
Yeah, you just re-roll and you're like, oh fuck that, you know, you
Yeah.
ain't gonna do it. So I mean, imagine being like a sorceress and you not watch any guys, you don't really know too much about Diablo. You just kind of jumped in with a buddy, couch co-op.
You're
You
basically
both got
describing 7 out of 10 people there, dude. A lot of people
yeah.
just play the shit. They don't watch guides, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And you're just going in, and so imagine you've got like a level like 40 sorceress that you and your buddy have both been playing, and you respec it into like a lightning sword to try it out, right? And you think, oh, okay, cool. You don't realize you've just spent like all your gold to
Yeah.
respec it into a lightning sword, and then you go, oh no, I don't like this. I'm just going to
Yeah.
respec back, and you're stuck, and your
Yeah.
build does
A day
nothing.
later, you realize you're like 800K in the hole, and you now need to go farm in a spec that you don't like. You need to go
Yeah.
farm 800K fucking gold to, or
You're gonna have
however
to-
much. I'm just throwing out random numbers now, but yeah, no, it's I know that we hyper focused on one particular thing now, which is this gold and respec issue, but this kind of stuff, this quality of life things, like Blizzard's gonna have to be fast on this, because something that I'm sure that you're super aware of in the Lost Ark community, something that I see in fucking Call of Duty, basically any fucking game that has a big following, is people have become hyper averse to this kind of thing that treats their time unfairly,
Poorly.
that
Yeah.
steals from them in terms of
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as stealing from them in terms of money. And I have to say, you being a full-time father and, you know, a family man and doing this stuff on the side, I kind of like being in the same boat, like with a fucking like an actual job and like doing this on the side. The point is like, and also speaking for everybody that we have in the audience here, we're all parents and fucking businessmen and businesswomen and so on and so forth. Time is precious, and when a game steals that from you, you know, nobody got time for that. So yeah, it's a bit of an issue.
I think Diablo 4 is a more casual version of like Path of Exile, of like this, right?
Yes.
It's a casual, friendly ARPG that's still got some like more in-depth elements. And if you want to go hardcore, then you go hardcore character. If you want
Yes.
to if you've got more time to put into it and you could be slower on a more defensive build and things, then go hardcore. But you shouldn't be penalizing people for these respec points and stuff in a casual friendly game. It should just remain casual.
Because
You know,
it kind of feels like those two doctrines go up against each other, right? Because you either want full on hardcore experience, like every single second of the game counts, and if you make a mistake, then fuck you, or you want we're casual and, you know, let's go.
Yeah, because
So,
I mean, this is it. Like Blizzard is very good at being like, what's good, right? What's good on the market? What's good from Path of Exile? What's good from Last Epoch? What's good from this? Draw it all in, and then like water it down a bit for the masses, and release a polished game, like with like good voice acting and with a good cutscene and things like that. And it's good. It's fine. It's fine to be this kind of like watered down version. The skill tree is like a skill, an enchantment, and then you pick option A or option B.
It's even less complicated than Diablo 3, and Diablo 3 was like fucking hella easy. So yeah, no, exactly. But there's nothing wrong with that if you do that good.
Yeah,
like being the casual guy is good if you do it good, for sure.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
I think it's going to work well. So,
Well, I mean, as much as a positive note as that can be, I think this is I mean, at the least from my side, dude, this has been a hell of a ride, man. I appreciate. First of all, I want to say I appreciate your time. I know that it's precious, and I really like you coming out and talking to me. I'm hoping, like I said, that this is the start of us essentially seeding that hardcore journey, because that'll be fucking hilarious, dude. I'm a big fan.
It'd be so good.
I'm a huge fan.
So game.
But
so
Ben,
game.
please, any shout outs, anything like that? Like what's happening with you right now? What are you doing? Streams? Where should people get hold of you? What should they do? I have linked your channel in the description of this stream, by the way. But please, man, shout out your stuff. Like, what are you what's happening?
Okay, I mean, so basically, as we've been talking about, like I've done loads of Lost Ark. I'm kind of feeling like I'm coming towards the end of that journey now. I'm going to be completely focusing on Diablo 4 when that comes out. Loads of content, builds, streams, all of that. So I stream on my Twitch channel, which is Benley_TV. So fancy coming over to say hi with that. There's obviously the YouTube channel. I just want to say as well, like, just thanks, man. I appreciate this. Like, this has been great. I didn't realize until I guess more recently, like how much I love doing podcasts. Like, just like
It's good
sitting
stuff
down and
though.
chatting. Bro, they're
Because
great.
I wanted to say you've done you're up to episode 2 now recently, right? 2 or
Yeah,
3?
yeah.
2? Yeah.
2.
You've also
We've
done
2.
2
We've
with
got a third
some
one.
other creators, and I really enjoyed watching them. I got some really like it's good when the guests and when there's like it's like they gel well together, and it's not like, okay, now you go, and then okay, and it's like, oh god, this is so uncomfortable right now. You can cut the tension with a fucking machete, you know. So no, that absolutely helps. But yeah, I do look. It's a side, like I love playing games, but I also like talking about games with other people that I like talking to. So yeah, thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for making the time. I believe you're jumping into a stream directly after this.
Yeah, I'm Lost Ark actually. Talking about like I said, I'm coming to like towards the end of the journey with that. I'm not quite finished, but Lost Ark's just released quite a big patch today. So there's a hard mode of a Legion raid that's been out for a while. So I'm going to jump in. I've got some
Sexy.
some people waiting for
Okay,
that. So
well, anybody that's on
you
here
come
that wants to
today.
go show Ben some love, want to go check him out, absolutely fucking do that for
See
sure.
you guys.
And dude, I'm gonna, like I said, I'll be in touch. Let's make some plans towards the launch and everything like that. I do also want to mention Ben is a fucking machine, and he's also got a giveaway going for Diablo at the moment right now, which you should absolutely also check out. Again, go to his channels, everything like that, if that is the sort of thing that blows your hair back. And dude, much love, man. All the best, and we'll speak soon, man.
Yeah, well,
Thank
that's
you
it.
so
As I
much.
said, man, like it's been lovely. So if you want to do it again at any point, just reach out.
Dude,
All right.
any fucking time,
Love it.
baby. Okay,
Love it.
cheers, man. Cheers, bro.